Beautiful day here at Swarthmore. Glad you came to class. And we're just beginning here on the roller. So you want to double check that your tailbone is at one end, fully supported, so that your head is also supported as you roll on back. Right? And you can feel the scapula and shoulder blades are draping down around the curve of the roller. Your sacrum and your tail are sinking into the roller. So there's a little natural arch in your mid-back. Your feet are slightly forward of your knees, maybe 5 inches or so apart so that they're at your hip joint width. And then the arms can extend out to the side, back of the hands to the floor, and just stretch across the room. And if you've been here for a while, I've had you already do some rocking from side to side to massage out that space at the back of your skull, between the blades and across your sacrum. That also makes you feel the shifting weight in your feet. And if you hold the hands here as you rock to one side, you feel the opposite chest, the pecs stretch open. And then you go from side to side to get that gentle stretching across the chest. This will counteract, like punching over your tongue all day long. And then we'll come back to center. And you cup the palms a little bit, you curve the arms up. It's a big embrace, bringing the hands over the chest wall, over the heart. And then exhale, pull the arms open and down. If you feel unsteady here, the feet wider, makes it a little bit easier. Also, you could take the ball between your thighs and squeeze the ball to help you find that inner thigh connection. And by doing that, you would also end up feeling the inside edges of your feet sink into the ground, and that would help you find your balance here on the roller. If it's not a problem, you don't need to use the ball, but sometimes it's nice to get that extra work in the thighs. So inhale to raise, exhale to lower the arms. And let's do one more, deep breath in. The arms float up, they hug the air above you. And then exhale and you release slowly, bringing the arms down slower than gravity wants to pull them. So you feel that resistance, you feel the stretch, you feel the work. Now we'll lift the arms straight up to the ceiling, point the fingers to the sky, and then lift the hands high as you inhale, pulling the shoulders up off of the roller. And then exhale, pull the blades down, let them softly fall to the ground, and you hug the roller again. This is a shrug, right? So you're gonna lift the arms up. The collarbones at the front of the chest smile up at their edges. And then as you exhale over the blades, the collarbones start to flatten and broaden as the chest widens here. When the arms go up, you inhale, you're steady through your feet. You feel the scapula move sideways and up along the edges of your rib cage. And then exhale, the blades sink down, and now they curve around the roller beneath your body to help open up your chest. Do it again. Stay as steady as you can. There's always a little postural sway, which is amplified by the fact that you're on the roller, right? It wants to roll. And then you lift the arms. Feel how you're less connected. Right there, it's a little harder to hold the balance, and exhale, bring it back. We do this once more. The arms slide up, try to touch the sky, and exhale. Sink the blades down with the rest in your mind's eye on the earth. Turn the palms forward and then lower the arms long at the side of your body. Reach your fingers towards the end of your mat by your feet to pull the shoulders away from the ears. We inhale to lift the arms to the ceiling and exhale, bring the arms back by the earlobes. Yawn your body open. This is like a hallelujah position. And then we bring the arms forward and exhale, glide the arms down and along at the sides. So inhale, arms rise up in perfect unison, parallel to each other in the same plane, no matter where they are in the movement. Exhale all the way back. And then lift the arms forward and exhale, glide them long and down at your side. Feels good, right? We're going to do this again. So the arms rise up, the blades get heavy. As the arms go towards your ears, the blades slide towards your waist. You're holding the ribs grounded here. Like you're not trying to increase the arch of the spine. This way you'll really get the stretch in your lat. And then you bring the arms forward and exhale, sweep the arms down. Fingers touch the ground at the same time. We'll do one more. Another rise, push through the air. Exhale and float the arms back like they're resting in clouds here. One on each side, and then lifting again. And exhale all the way forward and down. Now here, bring your hands to your shoulders, elbows bent, and pull the elbows in close to your waist. We pull the elbows up to the ceiling, and then exhale out wide around, down, and then in and close to your waist again. So draw a circle on each side of your body with the path of the elbows. Inhaling and exhaling. Only move in the size circle that feels good for your shoulder. Right? So sometimes if you're really tight or you've had a previous shoulder injury, you might want to go small and then gradually open up to larger circles as the body accepts that. But it feels great. I really enjoy it. And feel how your shoulder blades are moving. You get a little massage here between the blades and also around them. You can shrug the shoulders off the roller and then down onto it and hug it deep. Let's reverse. So you go down as you inhale, and then it's a longer exhale, back around, forward, and down again. Circling here, this is smooth. The arms are behaving with mirror images one to the other. Feel the pull in the chest maybe, the pecs are really getting a chance to open. And then you also get that well-deserved stretch and release in your upper back, which will help your neck release tension also. Complete the circle, extend the arms forward, lengthen after the fingertips through the palms to the floor. Reach out long to ease the shoulders away from your ears. And now we lift the arms all the way up and back on the inhale. And then exhale, circle widen around the palms to the sky. Slide the arms down in close to the roller and then rotate the palms down. We lift again. Inhale all the way up and back. Exhale, circle wide forward and around. Like you're tracing your wings. So we go up and back to the top of the wings and then circle out wide here. Stretch for the walls. Spread your palms open, lengthen to every fingertip. Come forward and then turn the palms down. We do it again once more. Up and back. Feel your blades slide underneath you, under the ribs, on top of the roller. Circle wide around here. Pull the arms long at your side. And now we keep the palms up and circle back. Reach back, the arms lengthen behind you. Exhale, push the air down as you dive the arms down, 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 till you touch the fingertips to the ground. Palms up and circle out. Lift the arms as they get past the head of your shoulders. To keep the ribs grounded, you're lifting the arms and also engaging the abs. We'll do one more like this. Circle wide around and back. Exhale and press the air out of your lungs. The belly sinks, navel to spine as you exhale completely. From here, let's take your arms in the air, thumbs together, index fingers together, elbows are wide, and the hands are in the same plane as your arms. So you create like a diamond shape here with the elbows sticking out to the side. And then a light pressure hand to hand to feel the firming up into the armpit. Now you swing that shape over your face, frame it like it's in a picture frame. That's good. And then you keep the same shape with your arms. Just swing the arms forward from your collarbones, rotating forward inside your chest. And the hands flip over the low belly. Inhale to swing this back. You want to feel that inner connection for the arms. Just like if you have a ball between your legs, you want to feel that connection through your inner thighs into the ball. We take it back on the inhale. The blades slide towards your waist as the arms go back. And then as you exhale, bring the arms forward and up and feel the weight of the shoulder blades deepen around the roller towards the ground. One more of these. Inhale back. Try to be as steady as possible through your feet, like your feet are sinking into sand and the sand is coming up to hug the legs, holding you in place. Okay, so we're going to slide on off of this. So we're off of the stick, off the log. I'm guessing that's how it feels. Great, and then we can put the roller actually behind us. Let's take it across the mat. Hey everyone, welcome to class if I didn't reach you before. And then we're going to lean back so the roller's going right at the tip of your blades or the bra line. And your knees will stay bent, feet grounded, again, 4 to 5 inches apart. Hips are staying down. And now supporting your head, the occipital ridge, so the thumbs can come under the base of the skull here. And the fingers can either overlap or intertwine to hold the base of the skull. We're going to arch back, looking up at the ceiling, and then behind you, let that fall. Your hands support the weight of your skull, and the elbows can drop wide and down to open your chest. Exhale. Tip the chin to the chest first. Use your hands to assist, and then pull the head up Bend the spine, you're coming up to look down into your belly. Perfect. We're taking it back again. So we're going back into spinal extension. And as you do that, feel how as your head goes back, the ribs start to lift, the waist starts to lift, and the tail drops into the ground. So both ends of the spine are falling into the ground. And then we're coming up chin to chest. And as you pull your waist down, you're curving your ribs forward and curl the tail up a little bit so that you're putting your weight into your sacrum. And the tail is kind of pointing up on a diagonal through the legs to the wall in front of you. And we arch back again. So we're moving the whole spine as you go over. As you lift, go ahead and think of lifting the head and then pulling the elbows together and down. So as you look down your nose at your navel, the elbows are pulling in close to. And then you'll flare the elbows open as you go back into extension. That pulls the blades together and helps you open the chest as you pull backwards in space. Once more, exhale to lift the head. Use your arms to help you. You also feel it in the whole line, jaw to tailbone. And last one. If it feels like too much arch or not enough arch, you can always adjust the roller under us. Should have mentioned that before, but hopefully it's felt good in your body as you're going forward and back. Okay, so now we're going to keep the hips grounded, rotate to your right, taking the left shoulder blade up, holding the left hip down, twist to the side, exhale, come back to center, and then we twist the left. Going across here, lifting the right shoulder blade up, looking down your nose at the floor, coming back. So this is giving us another massage across the upper back and also allowing us to find rotation in the spine and a little oblique twist of the muscles in your core. Come back and rotate again. You may notice it gets a little tender if you go to the outside of the shoulder blade. That's because you're rolling onto the outside line of your lat. And if it's tight, which often it is, right, if you haven't been doing stretching or a lot of movement recently, it'll feel like a little tender. Sometimes with that, you can take a towel underneath your body, between your body and the roller, to help release some of that tension, some of that pressure. But just doing it's going to open it up and make it feel better. One more set. Spiraling here to the right. And then let's exhale and spin to the left. We'll come back to center. Bring your hands to your thighs and start lifting head, neck, and chest. Pull yourself up using your abs. Perfect. We're taking this roller out and then sliding it under your belly. Be kind of by your tail. And then we can roll back. And again, you can use your core to go down. So we did this in the last class, right? In the seated position, the heels are down, the chest might be up. You take your hands to the back of your legs, sit tall, pick up your chest, put your hip high. Start looking down and begin with the pelvic tuck. So you move your tail forward and up, pull your waist back. You roll over behind your sits bones, down to your sacrum. Your hands can slide down your legs to bring your body to the mat with control. 1 inch, 1 vertebra at a time. Place every inch of your spine into the ground. Come all the way down. Good. And of course, going down is easier than coming up, but we're not lifting yet. So now we bridge up. The feet are grounded, your fingertips to the roller, put in close to your butt. And then push your feet to lift your hips up. Roll the roller in. So it's going to be across the widest part of your hips on your sacrum. That's how we all automatically know where the widest part of our hips are, right? And then holding the roller in position, the elbows a little bent, press down into the arms, pick up your right leg, and then exhale the other one. I got the reverse. As long as you pick them up both, that's perfect. And here, we hold sort of at the outer edge of the roller. Inhale, let your knees tip to the right, look left. Keep the left shoulder blade down, the chest is still wide to the side. Exhale, press your arms into the roller, pull yourself back to center. Knees and nose. And now the knees slide to the left as you inhale, the gaze to the right. The right shoulder blade is grounded. Eventually you're thinking you'd like the chest to be to the ceiling and the hips to be to the wall. Exhale, you can push into your arms, into the roller, exhaling. Come back to center, knees and nose point up. And take it over again. This should feel pretty amazing, like we're getting deep tissue massage into the glute. And rolling across the SI joints and the sacrum, where we typically hold a lot of tension in our bodies. and getting this lovely diagonal stretch. Exhale, come back to center. You want to use your obliques to pull yourself back and not just throw your knees from side to side. So we let the knees lower. You're picking up the right hip so the knees go left, and then you turn your gaze to the right. Press the arms into the roller. Try to pick up the left hip bone to lower the right hip down and lift the knees to center. Keep lifting the left hip up to let the knees fall to the right, and you look left again. And we're doing this again using your core. So try to pull the right hip up with your oblique abdominals. You drag yourself across until the knees are up, the gaze is up, and then continue. The right hip is being pulled by magnets to the wall to your left. Keep the right shoulders heavy. Exhale one more time. Pulling the left hip up to come back to center. Gaze is centered here too. At this point, we're going to lift the legs up to the ceiling, soft point. And then let's rotate the legs externally, heels together, toes apart. Inhale to pull the legs apart. Feel the stretch in your inner thighs. Exhale and pull from the top of the inner thighs, the pelvic floor, to close the legs together. We'll do that again. So inhale to open. Exhale and close. Put your focus on working closer to your center, closer to your torso, and not from your feet. So you reach the legs apart, the upper outer thighs pull the legs open, the upper inner thighs work to pull them together. Now we do one leg at a time. So leave the left leg in the air and the right leg drifts out to the side. Without tipping the pelvis, hold the left side grounded. You'll feel more work in your left abdominals. Exhale and drag the leg up. Connect the heels together, toes are out, edges of your feet form a V. And then you leave the right leg up, take the left leg out to the side, hold the right side heavy against the weight and movement of your left leg. Exhale and then drag it up. So you should feel this in your leg, but you should also feel it in your core, right? So left leg is up, the right leg goes out, slow enough that you're not just dropping it into gravity. And then you pull it up, exhale, lift it slowly enough that you feel that you're not just using momentum to lift it, you're actually using your muscles. Leave the right leg here, the left leg goes out to the side. Again, take your time. Feel the increasing load in your abs. Press the arms into the floor, into the roller, and pull the left leg up. At the top of this movement, bring your legs in parallel. And now bring your right leg back over your chest and your left leg reaches forward into a scissor split. We're going to inhale and switch the legs. They pass in midair. It's a soft point through your toes. Don't overpoint. We don't want to cause the foot to crack. You do want to feel that stretch in the back of the leg as the leg moves back over your chest and the other one moves away from you, opening the hip. It's just an inhale for one of these movements. Stretch long, and then an exhale for the other. Now you need a bit of work into your arms so that the roller isn't slipping forward out from underneath here. The elbows might be a little bit bent, and your hands are kind of curved around the far side of the roller from your face. So you just are kind of holding it steady under your body. We'll do one more set. Inhale to switch, and reach and lengthen, and then exhale to switch again. Watch if the leg goes straight in the same plane that it started in, instead of drifting out to the side or coming into center. We're going to exhale and bring both legs up to the ceiling. And then bend your knees, inhaling, knees to chest. Exhale, lower your feet down in front of the roller. Lower your heels. Good job. Stand on your feet, push down with your feet, lift your butt up, and then slide the roller out to the side. And then we can pinch down, lowering the hips. All right, so we're coming up this way. Pull your right knee into your body, hands behind the thigh. Lift the left leg up to the ceiling. So we lift the head, chin to chest, look down your nose, pick up your head to your neck, push the legs away, exhale, and rock forward to come up to sitting. So beautiful. And you felt you could use your core in a balanced way. Now, we're starting here to go back into your upper ab curl for hundreds. So you just sit upright like we did previously. So the heels are down, the toes can flip up as you roll back. So your chest is wide here, your heart is expansive and lifting. Your halo is pulling your head up into the sky. Then we'll look down the nose, pull the waist back, feel that you go behind your sits bones onto your sacrum. We're rolling the back down. So you keep lifting the tail up and through. If you had a tiger tail here, someone would be pulling it forward and up the wall. And you would continue to lift that tail up the wall until you go down to your hips, to your waist, to the bottom of the rib cage, maybe to the tip of the shoulder blades. Stay there, and then pull your right leg in. Use the arm to kind of hold yourself up towards that leg. Pull the left leg in, pull the legs together. The elbows are working wide to pull you up into that deep upper arm curl. And then we can stretch the arms at your sides, start pumping the arms. Inhaling for 5 beats, exhale for 5 more. Now this can be hard on your neck if you're not in your abs, and if your head is hanging back, don't look up at the ceiling, don't even look up at your knees. Come up and lift your back of your skull up to look down at the belly. So when you're pumping, you can also pump with one arm to support the head. Or you can take that ball kind of behind the upper shoulders or behind the head for a release in your neck, right? If you need more work in your low abs, you would extend the legs up while you're pumping the arms. You could also start to reach the legs out and away to feel that work in the low abdominals without arching your spine. So you have all kinds of options here. The more open the shape, the harder it is to maintain the upper arm curl. Do not sacrifice that upper arm curl just to take the legs lower. That's how you get hurt and you'll regret it. And so will I. Okay, so now pull the knees in, lower your feet, lay your head down. Does everyone feel that in their upper abs and then in their low abs? For sure, right? That's good. The thing you want to avoid is, so here's like the hard thing, right? And everyone has this when they start doing Pilates. If you go back, come up, sit upright, roll up, good. So what we want to avoid is going back and then flattening to look up like this, because this is going to be really hard on your neck, right? Whereas if you can come up here, so you feel the work right under the chest, then you're putting the work in the right spot. And this can be hard because you may have a lack of flexibility or a lack of strength. So we're going to work on both of them. But pulling yourself into that from above is easier than lifting from below. Just be sure you stop in time and don't look up, because as soon as you do that, look what happens, right? So you roll back, you can try it too. So you roll back, you roll back, you roll back. You're in your upper curl, and then as soon as you look up, you flatten, right? And now you're feeling the strain in your neck. So that's why the gaze is so important, just like in yoga where they give you a drishti, like a point of focus. The point of focus is to help you find the right position for your body so that you work more effectively. We're good. Okay, so now you roll up. So if you're not used to doing this, we start using the tail bend. We're going to start with the roll back with the knees bent, heels down, and the center of the band around the ball of your feet. So the green ones are the most sturdy, the red ones are medium, the yellow ones are light. So if there's only yellow left, I would double up on 2 of them. Yeah, good. And then sit upright. We start with that same pelvic tuck, right? So I'm going to lift my elbows so you can see what's going on with my low back. So you sit perched on your sits bones. It's 2 little bony points like 2 champagne corks underneath you. And then you curl the tail forward, you pull back with your waist. You're getting some lower abdominal work, but you're also moving your spine back in position. We're going to go down slowly, working your spine into the ground. If it's not comfortable for your spine on the mat, you should add another mat underneath you. Come all the way down, and now we lift. So chin to chest, pull the elbows wide, pull yourself up, exhale, engage your core. You lift and come over, and you can take a deep dive over your legs. If your heels lifted, we do have ankle weights over there. You can put an ankle weight on each ankle, right? You guys look good. Let's do that again. So starting from that vertical position, start to bring it on back. So look down, rotate the pelvis on your femurs, those are your thigh bones. Curve your back. Try to make your back as round as possible. So it's like someone's rolling you out. Your arms can stretch forward. As you go down, you lay yourself all the way down. To lift, we only use the breath to help. So we start with inhale to tuck the chin to the chest, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale to come up a little bit at a time. Peel off the ground, bend your spine, round forward, dive your head down. And then we'll stack the spine from the bottom to the top like you're zipping it up a wall. The chest lifts and then the chin lifts and you look at the horizon. Good. All right. Let's add a little oblique twist to this. So pull the right elbow back and the left arm forward, twist to the right. You still want your spine to go down the midline of your mat. So we'll tuck again, curve your spine, go down. Be sure you round your back. You do not want to feel the arch in the spine. You want to hit every inch of your spine. Well, you're going down just to the right of your spine, like 1 to 2 inches. Go down to your shoulder blade, that's enough. And then we pull up. Feel the obliques, dig your heels into the ground. Exhale. Come up, maintain that twist, and come all the way up. Doing this slow is much harder than doing it fast, right? Because you can use momentum to carry you through. Now you're dependent on your whole body. And it's okay that we're using the straps. You can also practice without once this becomes like easy. So let's sit upright first, spiral to the left. The left elbow pulls back, and the elbow can go wide so you don't lean on it when you go back. The right arm is forward. And then we're digging the heels down. We tuck, pull the waist back, round your back. So even the shoulder blades move apart so that the spine can curve back between them. Come down, down, down on the left side of your spine. Then you get to the tip of the blade. Now, as you come up, you want to dig your right heel into the ground, pull yourself up, pull that twist. As you bend your spine more, find more rotation, more twist. Come all the way up, lift the chest, lift the eyes, look at the horizon. Good work. We're doing it again. Use your breath to help you. We're going to twist, start with the inhale, and go down, working down the right side of your spine. Inhale, maybe to the hip. Exhale, the rest of the way to the base of the ribs. You're still in a bit of an upright curl with that rotation. Good. Press the heels down, start to come up. Pull back with the hands. Let yourself get a little more support as you come up. Good job. And center, and then twisting to the left. Sit tall again. You twist, you find that pelvic curl. You pull the waist back, and behind your sits bones onto your glute. You go over the edge of your sacrum. There's a line of muscle to the left of your spine. You're coming down on that. To the tip of the blade. Feel these bony landmarks. They're going to help you do this work correctly. Pull yourself up. Gradually, inhale, exhale to lift and center. Felt good, right? Yes. If you need more of a challenge, right, you can just take your arms forward, pull one elbow in, like you're pulling a bow, and you would go back like this. Right? And you don't have to go all the way back and then pull it on up. All right, want to try? If you felt like the band was what you really needed to come up, do it with the band one more time. So just give it a shot. So, but you round, you really curl, you suck the waist back, you go down on one side, and then pull yourself up. Inhale, exhale, come upright. Good, I'm gonna turn around so I can still watch you. And then here we go, twisting to the left. Remember, lift that elbow so you don't end up leaning on it. And then you come up. Exhale, pull. Good. So Pilates is really known and appreciated for our very specific core work. And part of this is, how to figure out how you can use that instead of just like throwing your body through space. So anyway, so next we're going to go into single leg circles. This will be a great stretch for your hips, and that's going to open up. And we'll start just pulling the band, center of the band around the ball of the foot here on the right foot. And then you can roll back. And then lift the leg up to the ceiling. So you want to have your elbows anchored down, shake up on the band a little bit, and pull the leg back here. If you lift up to the heel, you'll get more stretch in the calf. If your hamstrings are really tight, soft point with the foot and bend the knee a little bit. And so you get the stretch you're looking for in the back, the middle part of your upper leg. So that's your hamstring right there between the knee and the sits bone. All right, but you want to feel a stretch, whichever version you choose, that's right for your body. And now let's soft point with the foot. So that means you reach up to the ball of the foot, the toes are not overly pointed. It's kind of like a Barbie doll's foot. And then we circle the leg across the body, leaving the right foot down. Cross it over. Exhale, you pivot from the elbows, the upper arms stay on the ground, bring the leg low, out to the side in external rotation, and then up to the top in neutral. In neutral, the toes are pointing back to the wall behind you. As you rotate internally, the knee points to the left and so does the foot. Exhale, bring it down. It's neutral at the bottom, toes and knee point up. Out to the side, the knees and toes point to the right. As you circle the leg to the right, the left hip is pressing into the floor. So it's one circle per breath, a short inhale and then a long exhale. Reach out long through the leg, anchor your body into the ground, and don't let the left side float up at all as you bring your leg to the right. So press down to the right side as leg moves to the left, feel the stretch in the outer hip and thigh, and then exhale, reach forward, around, and down. Pull the leg over to the right, hold the left side heavy, push the left arm into the floor a little harder, and let's do one more. Inhale, and now exhale when you get about a quarter of the way around the circle. Keep the exhale going, 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 going. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Exhale to the top, and now we pause and reverse the circle. So rotate the leg externally. Take the right leg out to the right, the left hip is grounded. Anything on the left side of the body that's touching the mat, think of being glued and bolted in. Pull the leg across to the left and then up to the sky, get the stretch in the hamstring and reach again. Push out into the band, pull back with your arms into the floor. The circle should be smooth as it glides through the air here. And you can even imagine that you're laying on your back and your leg is moving through water. So you feel the surface of the air connect with the surface of your leg as you push it aside. Also picture the weight of the water and then the weight of the leg moving through it. We'll do one more. When the leg goes out to the side, you'll notice the inner thigh stretch. And then when the leg goes across the body to the left, you'll feel the outer hip and thigh stretch. When you bring it to the top, below hamstrings, that's lengthening too. Okay, perfect. Now here, take both ends of the band in your right hand. Elbow down, open the right leg out to the right in external rotation. Left hand to left hip bone. Be sure that you're flat on the mat there. Don't tip, don't tilt. And then rock the leg a little bit towards your shoulder and away. Exhale to pull the leg up to the ceiling. Switch hands here. Left hand holds the band. Bring the leg across. The right arm extends out. Lengthen, really stretch, and then rotate the leg internally. Feel that stretch travel up your glute into your low back. And by reaching the arm and the shoulder into the floor, maybe you get a little stretch across the upper arm into the pec. Exhale, we lift the leg, pull the hip down, bring it up high, and then both hands can go to the band and you pull the leg back to intensify the stretch in the back of the leg. Good, good job, perfect. Hold the knee into your chest and the band comes off. You can hug the knee and tight to your body because after all that stretching, you want a little compression. And now slide that leg forward and down. Shake out both legs. Feel the dramatic difference between the right and the left, right? So your right leg probably feels longer. The back of the leg is closer to the floor, and even your low back is fallen in towards the ground. The foot maybe is more relaxed, like it's in a natural point, you don't have to force it. And just the weight and energy on the two sides is very different. So now we go to the left, so you can pull the left knee into your body. You may need to come to an upright curl to take the bend of the foot wide across the ball of the foot and the arch. And then extend the leg up to the sky. Stretch the right leg down the mat, that foot is flexed, the left foot soft point. Good, and then you pull the leg back, get the stretch you want at the back of your leg without overstretching the back of the knee. And here we go, we circle the leg across the body on the inhale. Get the stretch in the glute. maybe even the deeper muscles underneath it, like the piriformis, go low. Rotate the leg externally out to the left. Hold the right side heavy, pull the leg up to the sky, and let the weight of your leg drop deep into the socket. Take it across, and then press it around. So your forearms are moving in the same line as the leg and the band itself. So you sort of pivot from your elbow. Inhale across the body, exhale low. It's a long exhale all the way out to the left and then all the way up to the ceiling. Let's do 2 more. Short, deep inhale, long, sustained exhale. Let the air slip out of your mouth a little bit at a time so there's plenty of air left until you get to the top of the movement. We're playing with the breath like that so that you can really feel the abdominal wall contraction at the end of the movement, at the end of the breath. And that will start to strengthen the lowest level of your abs, the transverse abdominis. Let's go for 1 more. Inhale, reach, pull back to the hip at the same time so you stretch in both directions. Exhale, low, out to the side, around to the sky. And now reverse. Inhale, out to the left, and exhale, forward and around. Pull that across, drag it over, lift it up, reach up high, and do that again here. Sweep it out, circle, over we go, up to the ceiling. And continuous movement, you breathe through it, short inhale, long exhale. Hips stay grounded, the torso is steady on the mat no matter what leg is moving and where it's moving. You have to stabilize against the weight and tightness and direction of your leg. So here we are at the top. We'll take both ends of the band in the left hand, open the left leg out to the left without tipping the pelvis, the right hip is grounded. You can use your upper arm and your elbow as a kickstand here to hold the leg and then rock it slightly back and forth towards your shoulder and away. That gives you a little teasing open of the inner thigh muscle there. Exhale to pull the leg up to the ceiling. Switch hands at the top. Extend the left arm. As you take the left leg to the right, you can spiral the hip, the waist, the rib cage, but not the shoulder blade off the ground. And you're pulling the leg as close to parallel to the floor as you can, as long as that feels okay in your back. It's also okay to keep it grounded and not take the leg as far. But then we rotate the leg internally to point the knee and the toes to the floor and increase the stretch diagonally across your lower back. You might even feel it in your abs. And then exhale, pull down from your right shoulder to your waist to your left glute to lift the foot all the way up. Pull it back, give it another little hamstring stretch, and then fold the knee into your chest. The band comes off, place it to the side. So here we're holding the left thigh is a little easier, shin is a little more difficult. Pick up your right leg, lift it to the ceiling, and we go forward and up. Chin to chest, exhale, upright curl, drop forward to come up to sitting. Time for rolling like a ball. So you can grab the ball here between your thighs. Now here's where you really want to be sure you have enough padding for your back. If you try the first one and you don't like how it feels, you'll get more mats, right? So you pick up your feet, you balance on your sacrum. Edges of the feet are together, the toes pointing down softly. And here with the elbows wide, pull your waist back. You're in a pelvic tuck and an upright curl. Push the shins out into your hands, but pull the hands back into the shins to firm up your arms and feel that work into your upper abs. Feel it? Elbows wide and a little lifted. And that helps drop your shoulders and broaden the back. You look down, keep your eyes on your belly. Flick the tail in the air to roll your shoulder blades. Inhale back. Exhale forward to balance. The rounder your spine is, the easier it is to move. So you inhale, go back here. Exhale forward. If you're having trouble coming up, it's easier to take your hands behind the thighs, because then once you go back, if you get stuck, you can take the legs out and then that will pull you up, right? So either one works. Go back here, tail in the air, balance on your shoulder blades or bra line, and then come up. So go ahead. And then kick the legs forward a little bit to come up to your balance point more. Yeah, so if you lift the feet, that'll help you come forward with that, right? Yeah, and then you try not to actually have either, you definitely don't want your head to slam into the ground, but then you also try not to throw your feet into the ground too. But you know, when you're learning it, it's not perfect usually immediately. So the wider your back is, the more you can curve it, the easier this is. If you have any doubts about this, you wouldn't do this if you had osteoporosis or if you're pregnant. So if either of those things apply, you're excused from this exercise. So, but you want to roll and pretend you're like a little kid and just roll and play and then come back up. Keeping your gaze on your belly will help you because as soon as you lift your eyes, then you flatten out your spine and then you can't roll. Let's see one more. Go back and then come forward and up. You did great. Good. Put the ball aside. We're going back into the first of the ab series. Right hand to right ankle, left hand below the right knee. So both hands are on your right shin. We always think outside hand to the ankle. And then you pick up that leg, you rock back onto your sacrum, you push the leg up into your arm to do some work, and then you roll back slowly, push the legs out, so you roll back with control to your upper arm curl, and then pull the knee in tight. Inhale, switch the legs. So you pull the left leg in, outside hand to the ankle, left ankle, right hand to the knee. And then switch right hand to right ankle, left hand to right knee, and switch again. Just the outside hand to the ankle. And when you have the leg in, pull your chest forward and up, look down your nose at your abs, and across the room, across the floor. You switch from side to side. The hard part, right, when you release the arms, you have to hold yourself up with your core because the arms can't hold you up. But every time the leg comes in, reconnect and engage your core. Perfect. Both knees in, lay your head down. Turn your head side to side. We're going into the second of the ab series today as well. Both hands behind your thighs. You can kick the legs forward as you come up. So lift head, neck, and chest, push the knees forward. Exhale, roll up to sitting. So a lot of these rolling exercises that we do in the transitions, because I don't want you like twerking, like pushing yourself up. That's how people hurt their back and they're not really working their core the way we would like to. We try to use every chance to work our body correctly. So to come back into the double leg stretch, one of the things you need to know is how you figure out where you take your legs. So we're going to roll back first. Again, like we have been practicing, pull the tail up, go down slowly, your hands can slide down your legs for a little support. And then I would say go ahead and lay your shoulders, your neck, and your head down. Then pull the right leg in, pull the left leg in, and squeeze the legs together, the shins parallel to the ground. So from here, your arms can press into the floor, and then you slide the feet forward like they're sliding forward on a conveyor belt, and as they gradually move forward, feel the increasing load into the low abs. When you get to the point where your back starts to arch and it feels unsteady, uncertain, confused, you exhale to pull it back in. It won't go very far with your head down. Keep squeezing the legs into each other like a unileg. And then we press the legs forward, reach out. And exhale and pull it back in. Can you tell where you need to stop? Right? Like, because you don't want the back to arch. You want to keep all the work in the front of the abs, and then just the back is stiffening a little bit as the legs move forward. Exhale to pull it back. Now notice what happens. Pull yourself up to your upper curl, use your arms to your legs, lift, and then bring your hands behind your head and pull the head up. Right, elbows in a little bit for more control. Now press the legs forward. Now this will you go a little further because your waistline is pressed into the ground, and then you exhale and return. And don't worry about what the person next to you looks like. Just focus on your own sensation. It's like good, good, good. Oh, danger, pull it back. Right? This is critical because when you're taking the weight of your legs away from your body, the muscles that support this action are connected to your vertebra and the intervertebral discs, and we want to keep them safely in position, right? But we also want to strengthen the muscles around them. So this is a great exercise for core strengthening as long as you do it correctly and don't go too far. Okay, so now rest down for a second, hug the knees into your body. Let's just rock the knees a little bit side to side. Massage out your low back and pull the knees in tight in case you went slightly too far in one of those previous movements. This is how you do the recovery. Now from here, you can watch for the first one if you weren't here for the last class. You take your hands to your shins. You push down with your hands, you pull up with the head, neck, and shoulders, right upper up curl. And now from here, legs zip together, the legs together, lift to the sky, the arms reach up to the ceiling. Circle wide with the arms as you embrace the legs in, elbows wide, and pull the legs tight to your body. So when you first learn it, the arms and legs go straight up, but you look down so you're not falling back, right? And feeling it in your neck, and then you pull yourself in. As you progress, the arms go back further, the legs go forward further, and then you pull everything home. Eventually, it's really wide open, but only if you can do that and feel like your back is safe. So you reach for the sky, separate the arms, keep the legs zipped together like a unileg, and then pull everything in. And let's do a couple more. Inhale to press away, and then exhale to pull it on back. You choose the angle that works you, but doesn't overwork you, right? That's always the thing. And then we come in and let's roll forward and up, come up to sleep. Opening the legs here now for spine stretch. If your hamstrings are tight, you can sit elevated on a yoga block or two. Otherwise, the legs go up to the side. The way we test this is you want to be able to sit upright on your sits bones and have a slight inverse curve here at your waist. If you can do that with the legs straight or even slightly bent, you don't need the block. But if you're sitting with the legs straight and you're doing this, you do need the block underneath your body. See the difference? Okay, and that's just to give you more mobility. Because if your hamstrings are so tight that you're already doing this when you're trying to sit straight upright, you're not going to benefit from doing the exercise here. It's only going to put strain into your low back. So you want to bring yourself up so that you can move your spine without strain and get the benefit of the movement. So here, stretch the arms forward like they're resting on a tabletop. And then we look down chin to chest. We're moving from the head, the top of the spine, through the neck, to the upper back, the mid back, the low back, and dive forward here, out and over your legs. You can bend your knees if your hamstrings are tight to go as far down as you want. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings, also in the low back. And then you press your feet into the ground. You zip your back up that imaginary wall, come all the way up, and as you lift your chest through the arms, you'll feel the blades fall behind you, bring your gaze to the horizon. So we start again. Look down, then move the back of the head forward and down into space. You draw an arc with your head, up, over, down, and aim to go down between your ankles. You suck the waist back so it's not just a deep hip hinge, but it's a lifted curved spine. See how it makes kind of a capital C here while you're here, or like push you on its side. And then you press with your legs, sink the tail, and stack your spine, one vertebra at the bottom on top of the other one, all the way up the spine so you sit up tall, the heart rises, head floats free to the ceiling like a helium balloon, and we go over one more time. Inhale to look down your nose, bring the head forward, stretch the neck, and then exhale, move to the upper back, the mid back, the low back. Hold onto your legs wherever you can. It could be your thighs, your calves, your feet, anywhere. And then pull the waist back and feel that lifted curve stretch through your spine. And now from here, we're going to fold the legs in and bring yourself forward here. So you want to sit at the front third of your mat, you're off your block, put it to the side. And now we're doing open leg balance. So to begin with, start with your hands behind your thighs, curl the tail up, roll back on your sacrum. The knees are open, shoulder width. Your spine is curled forward even as the waist is back so that your shoulders should be over your hips. Heels together, toes apart. Then we extend the right leg up in the air. And exhale, pull it back down, connect your heels down by your tailbone. And now the left. Lift it up. If your back line is tight, the leg probably won't straighten all the way. That's okay. This will change over time. And then the right leg extends. I'm pushing my leg forward into my hand. I'm pulling the hand back into the leg so that I firm up my arm and I firm up my core. Can you feel that too? And then the left leg extends here. Now, if you're used to this, your hands go between your legs. You wrap your hands around sort of the top of the ankle, and then you extend the right leg up. As you lift the leg, you don't hike the shoulder, you keep it down, and then you exhale, pull it all the way down. Connect the heel, and then the left goes up. Stretch it, hold that balance, good job, and then bring it down. So here the hands are between the legs first, and then you hold on to the top. So not elbows out, elbows inside. Arms inside the knees. Yes, very good. And now right. It is kind of confusing. There's a lot of these rolling exercises, and this becomes a rolling exercise soon. And the hands are always in a different position. And when you learn them, you're always taking your hands in the wrong spot. At least that was me. So I get it. Now both legs up. It's a narrow V, the legs just in line with your shoulders. Exhale, you pull the arms to the inside. You can also do this with your hands behind your thighs, right? So both legs up to a narrow V and exhale back. If you need more padding, you have a towel. So you could fold it a couple times and sit on the towel, because sometimes spines are like closer to the surface, and then you get too much pressure. And these mats are not particularly thick, right? So see, that should be more comfortable. I would take it when you go back, so it's kind of where your sacrum is. See if that's better for you. Okay, and then we're gonna work at rolling. I would recommend, if you haven't tried this, start with your hands behind your thighs first. The legs go up and they're slightly separate, elbows wide. Look into your abs, curl your waist back, roll your tail in the air, go to your shoulder blades, exhale, come up to balance. Good. And again, rolling back. Curve back here, and off the ground, coming up. Is the padding better? Maybe, yeah, maybe make it half that height, so that way you can, and then take it the other way. So that way when you roll, I think you've got a little bit more padding when you need it, but you're not falling off the cliff, right? Okay, yes, and then where advanced would be, you hold on to the top of the ankles, lift the legs up, and then the hands go a little bit to the outside of the calves. Thumb is like on top of the shin, and then you would roll from there. So you curl the tail up in the air, exhale, and come up to your balance point. Yeah, and that's hard, right? To figure out how much effort is needed to go back without slamming your head into the ground. That would be a bad thing. And then to come up to your balance point like so. You guys, good job. Right, and when the legs kind of like bounce a little bit, it's because the quad isn't staying engaged. But that's a hard thing to do because there's a lot going on. Yeah. So good job with that. Okay, and then let's bring you down for corkscrew. So we're taking the TheraBand again. And I know, I understand people have to leave whenever they have to leave to get to the next event. So just know, I'm glad you were here, and I'll hope to see you next week. All right, so we'll roll back again. Curve your body down. And then once your head is down, fold your knees into your chest. Place the band around both feet. And then lift the legs up to the ceiling. Anchor the elbows down and the feet reach for the sky. Now, if your hamstrings are tight, bend the knees and have your feet still over the pelvic floor. Right? Because if the legs are too far forward, that's going to be hard, because then you're going to get too much into your low back. So if your hamstrings are tight, right? So, and your legs go forward on a diagonal, that's not going to feel good in your back when you do this exercise. You would only take the legs up and bend them. So look at this, yeah? So when you stretch your legs out, they were like this. That's probably not comfortable for your low back for your first time doing Pilates. So you want to bend the knees, have the feet over like so, and then you keep the feet trying to have them right over your pelvis. Good. Now from here, we circle the legs to the right, forward, around to the left, and back to the top. So try to think about making a circle, maybe the size of a basketball, not any larger. You circle the other direction. So we reverse the direction of the circles each time. If your hamstrings allow you, straighten the legs. And as you bring the legs to the right, push down through the left hip. As you bring the legs to the left, press down through the right hip. We're trying not to rotate or tip the pelvis at this beginning form of the exercise. So you reach and you circle around. You can even do a beginner variation, right? Just holding onto the knees and circle the knees. And then you can, we can talk after class to just be sure that this is making sense for you and your body, right? And it will make sense if you do the right modification. It's just what you don't want to do is have the legs so far forward that it affects your spine and affects the muscles in your back. So corkscrew, we're drawing a circle in the sky, keeping the elbows grounded, reverse each time. And you want to come up high enough whether the knees are bent or straight to get the stretch in the back line of your legs. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. for each circle in the air. You'll feel the shift of weight around your sacrum, which helps release in the side of the low back. And then fold your knees into your chest. Put the back to the side, and we're rolling forward and up to sitting. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, roll forward. We have time for one more. So soft. Open the legs. They're going to go wider than your mat. And if you were sitting on a block before, do it now. Again, you want to be able to sit upright and have that little arch in your mid back. Okay, and then we take the arms out to the side, reach out long through your fingertips. Bend your knees a little bit so you can really perch up on your sit bones. Good, because now we rotate. I'm going to rotate towards you. Take the back of the hand to the outside of the leg. The back arm, the thumb goes down, the palm goes up. Yeah, grab a couple blocks and sit on them. Because right now, you're not getting any benefit because your body's locking you in, and so you're not getting enough mobility to make it feel good. And then come upright, center, and then to the other side. So spiral, twist, and dive. Reach it out long. Come upright here, center, and then spin. And so you're using the arms to pull yourself around into more rotation. I think you'll like it a lot better with the hips elevated, and you'll get more of a stretch. So it's like a win-win if you do that. And then coming up, center here, and then twist, dive, and reach. Take the ear goes to the opposite knee, and then you pull your top shoulder across the body to the far side of the room. Coming upright, come center, do one more. Does that feel better? Yeah. And then press down through your opposite glute to increase the stretch that you feel. Come upright, center, and one more time. Spiral and dive. Lift to pull up, center, and then close the legs, lower the arms. Okay, I think let's just do one last little bridge to kind of get your body back to center and like really roll through your spine here to end. It's a good idea for this one to take the ball between your thighs to come off of your yoga blocks. And then roll back. Feet are grounded. Squeeze the ball between your thighs. Lay your head down and look up at the ceiling. I like the feet pretty close in, like maybe 6 to 8 inches from my sits bones. It kind of depends like on your flexibility and your proportions too, right? So with the head down, we begin with a little pelvic tuck. So you pull the tail forward and up, your waist will press down into the mat. Then you're pulling the knees forward, the tail forward to lift your hips, come up gradually until you balance across your shoulders. And then you push the butt up a little higher to open your hips. Now from here, roll to the inner arm and feel your upper back sink between the scapula. And then drape your body down from the top to the ribs, to the waist, to the hips, to the sacrum, and as the tail rocks to the floor, you go back into your natural arch of your spine. And do that again. So the tail goes forward and up, you press your waist down. The knees pull forward out over the toes, you're sliding your hips forward and up in the air on the diagonal. Come all the way up, push down with your arms, push down with your feet, lift up with your glutes. And ideally at this point, at the beginner planks, it should be like a straight line from your shoulder to your hip bone to your knee. And then we're gonna roll to the inner arm, feel how the blades move apart, and then you can curve your rib cage or spine between the blades, and then gradually lower every vertebra one after the other. It's like your spine is this beautiful pearl necklace, and you're lifting it from one end to the other and then dropping it back down into velvet on the way to the floor. So one more time. So rock the pelvic, pick up that first pearl, pull the string of pearls forward and up, and feel each pearl lift one by one out of the jewelry case. Press the top of the shoulders down, you roll a little to the outer arm, and then we're going to go down, so roll to the inner arm. Feel your shoulder blades wide, and you can drape the pearls down from your top of your shoulders, down between the blades, down to the base of the ribs, down to the waist, down to the hips, onto the sacrum, rock the pelvis so the tail is settled. And then we are good for today. Put the ball aside, pull one knee into your chest, the other leg up to the ceiling, rock forward and up to come up to sitting. And thank you guys so much for coming to class and doing such a great job. If you have any questions, if I can help you, please stay and ask. And I really appreciate all your hard work. Hope you're enjoying it and it's making sense in your body. Yep. It gets easier, like this builds on it. Every time you do it, it's gonna get a little easier, it's gonna make more sense, you're gonna feel it deeper. Okay, and hopefully you'll love it as much as I do. Okay, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.